was not dominating, was not pop music.
It was the
back
number one form of music.
Not in the 90s, it wasn't. Absolutely not. Absolutely
Rap and
not.
hip-hop?
In the 90s?
In the 90s.
You're bugging. No.
So when was it the number one form of music?
You might be right.
Apologize to me, nigga.
I apologize. Hip-hop became...
Stop thinking you know more
Hip-hop-
shit
hip-hop
about
became-
black culture than fucking black people.
I need to know where I'm heading, cause I know where I've been.
So, at the end of the day, man, you will not see Aries on Vlad TV again, and I'm sure he's gonna do a whole comeback. He's gonna use the racial aspect. Oh, the white man is trying to tell me what I'm worth, and this is blah, blah, blah. Go ahead, man, do your worst. I'm cool. Like, I drew the line in the sand here, and I stand behind it. The amount of money that I make off Aries, I could do myself in front of the camera.
The Vlad and Aries Spears situation started as a money conversation, but after Vlad's interview with DJ Academics, it is pretty clear this is no longer just about money. This has become personal. Last week on Spears and Steinberg, Aries Spears talked about wanting more money for his appearances on Vlad TV.
Yo, the most popular guests that Vlad has on, Lord Jamar, Tony Yayo, Godfrey, Boozy, and Aries. I'm the only one left. And so I showed him a bunch of, people that quotes and on YouTube and shit like that and on my phone. And one person said, hey man, I only buy Vlad subscriptions when I know he's interviewing you. So he goes, so you want me to pay you more based off what people are saying? And I said, listen man, again, I'm just saying, be fair. He kept driving that point home. You just gonna let me, you want me to give you a raise based off what people are saying? I said, listen, man, you don't have to keep telling me about what my worth is. You either want...
This came right after Vlad publicly discussed the Boosie situation, where he said Boosie was getting $25,000 per interview and wanted an extra $5,000 on top of that. According to Vlad, that payment was split as $20,000 for the interview and $5,000 for a house tour. Once those numbers got out there, people naturally started comparing. Aries heard the figure, looked at his own value to the platform, and decided it was time to renegotiate. And in the Academics interview, Vlad pushed back with analytics.
Thing happens, and the $25,000 thing gets thrown into the universe. And I remember before I did it, I talked to a few people, and they're like, oh, well, aren't you worried that some of your other guests might feel some type of way? And I said, no. Because I could sit down with every one of my guests and show what their views are and what Boosie's views are and justify what I'm paying them because I'm fair with everybody. So the $25,000 thing comes out. I'm out with my kids, right? We're doing like an escape room, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Right? I'm out with my twins. We're doing an escape room and I'm enjoying my time with my kids. So then I get these text messages from Aries. Yo, Boosie's getting $25,000. We need to renegotiate. And look at these comments. Look at these YouTube comments. I only watch Vlad TV when Aries on. Yo, Aries needs a raise. Aries is my favorite guest. He's the only one I watch.
His position was that Boosie is a different level of draw. Boosie clips can do millions, while Aries interviews, according to Vlad, can do more in the 300,000 to 500,000 range. Vlad placed Aries in a mid-tier category for the channel and said other guests consistently outperform him, naming people like TK Kirkland, Tony Yayo, and Charleston White. He also revealed that Aries was being paid $4,000 per episode, recently raised from $3,000, immediately cutting through any mystery around what Aries was actually making. That is where the argument becomes a classic creator versus platform fight. Aries is saying, look at the loyalty, the comments, the chemistry, the fans who show up specifically for him. Vlad is saying, look at the numbers. And if it had stayed there, it might have remained a normal business disagreement. But Vlad didn't keep it there. He went full war mode. This was probably the most heated Vlad has ever looked in one of these public disputes. He didn't just explain the money, he started listing everything about Aries that personally annoyed him.
He called me and he was like, yo man, I can't get any acting gigs because of these clips of me talking about people. Now, it's my fault he can't get acting gigs. It's not because maybe he's not a great actor or maybe he hasn't done a major movie in 30 years. My staff would always complain that Aries was disrespectful to them.
Really?
He would show up, At one point, he forgot his towel, right? You see his towel on his leg sometimes because, he sweats a lot because he's kind of overweight. And he forgot his towel. And he's like, yo, I need a towel. And Leo, my video manager, is like, well, here's some paper towels. Like, no, I need a cloth towel. So he made Leo go and run to the store and bring him back a cloth towel. At one point, Aries was complaining because he needed a makeup artist. I mean, literally the only person I've ever interviewed that needs a makeup artist every interview. Every interview, but I'm like, that's cool.
Wait, he needs a makeup artist every interview?
Every interview.
Oh.
Every interview. So there's a makeup artist, shout out to my girl Candace, who comes.
Vlad basically painted Aries as talented but difficult, someone who benefits from the platform while acting like the platform owes him more than the numbers justify. And then he went after Andy Steinberg. That was the point where the interview became something else entirely.
Who made a little slick comment about me at the end.
At the end of the show this last time, when he came back there where we all were, when Ryan Davis used some of me, and he just wanted to be part of that whole thing. He's jumping in pictures. He's trying to.
Yeah.
He loves it. He wants
the attention.
He wants to be a star, man.
He loves the attention, man.
Like, Andy, I saw you perform twice. You fucking suck.
Oh, shit.
You're fucking trash. You have the worst timing I've ever seen of any comedian. You have zero crowd control. And if you think that I'm just saying this because I'm in the moment, ask Aries about the phone call I made the day after going to your show, where I said the exact same thing to Aries and he agreed with me.
No.
Okay? Man. Shut the fuck up when grown folks are talking. The only reason Aries has this dude around is because he's a 60-year-old white man that has no other options in life and will say yes to anything he fucking does. And Aries too insecure to actually have a really talented opening act. So he has this guy that makes him look better because this guy is so bad.
Jeez.
Yeah, man. Fuck the both of them. So at the end of the day, man, you will not see Aries on Vlad TV again. And I'm sure he's going to do a whole comeback. He's going to use the racial aspect. Oh, the white man is trying to tell me what I'm worth and this is blah, blah, blah. Go ahead, man. Do your worst. I'm cool. Like, I drew the line in the sand here and I stand behind it. The amount of money that I make off Aries, I could do myself.
He criticized the Spears and Steinberg podcast directly, saying it looks cheap, sounds cheap, and barely gets views despite Aries having a large social media following.
Trash. Nobody goes there. It flops. Because you know why? People consume authenticity. That's a bullshit podcast. You have you and your fucking yes man who's agreeing with you on everything. It looks like shit. You're recording in motel rooms with cheap equipment, cheap mics. There is no thought or process behind it. People look at that and go like, yeah, it's Aries, but this is bullshit. Let me go watch Vlad TV, where things are actually produced and put.
Vlad's argument was simple. If Aries is such a huge draw by himself, why doesn't that same audience show up for his own podcast? That's a fair business question, but the way Vlad delivered it sounded personal. He clearly took offense to comments Steinberg allegedly made about him having main character syndrome and jumping into photos at comedy shows. Vlad says he was there supporting Aries, standing off to the side, and fans asked him to join the pictures. From his perspective, he tried to show support and got mocked for it. That seemed to be the real emotional trigger, because once you hear Vlad talk about Steinberg, it doesn't sound like a man calmly discussing analytics. It sounds like somebody who felt genuinely disrespected.
It's your boy Aries Spears here. Listen, man, I said I wasn't going to address this because I didn't feel like I really needed to. But I'm going to address it because the warrior-like spirit in me that's an Aries, because that's my zodiac, is fighting it. But I'm going to try to be a gentleman about it as much as I can. Apparently, Vlad decided to do an interview where he's taking shots at me and throwing me under the bus. And let me just say for the record, Vlad, you are a coward, a narcissist, and a hypocrite. Because I didn't even really watch the whole video, because what turned me off immediately was he started out by saying, "We not friends." You've said to me in my face on multiple occasions that we are friends. But now all of a sudden, because I asked you for a bump in pay and that pissed you off, we're not friends? So which is it? Tell the truth. And let me give y'all a little bit of backstory. So basically I called Vlad and said, look, I feel like I want a little bit of bump in pay because I know my value. You once had Lord Jamar, Godfrey, Tony Yayo, Boozy, and me, all of which many times people said were your best guests. Who's the only one left? Me. Godfrey left, Jamar left, Yayo left, and Boozy left. I'm the last one standing. And when people go, yo, I watched the show because of you, yo, I subscribe to his channel, the moment your interview's over, I unsubscribe. There's value in that. So you're mad at me because I'm recognizing my worth? And I told you I wanted to be fair. I wasn't even saying pay me what you pay Boozy, because I get it. From a numbers business standpoint, I get it. I'm just asking you to be a little bit fair. And now here's the thing. Again, you're a liar, you're a coward, and you're a hypocrite. Because what you do is you want to be seen so badly, instead of just doing what you do best, which is stay behind the camera. 2 times you asked to come to my shows. One, I forget where it was in LA. I think it was Oxnard or Brea or whatever. And then the other one at the Nova Theater. Both times I gave you free tickets. And you said to me both times, yo, shout me out, shout me out. Why is that? Because it's so important for you to have the attention on yourself. And I didn't shout you out because I knew that. That was my moment. That was my time. When I'm on your show, it's both our times. So there's that. Then here's the other thing. You went and talked shit about my podcast partner, Andy Steinberg, who you befriended. Both times you came to my show. Now all of a sudden, you talking shit about him? Make that make sense. And let's get another thing straight. 9 times out of 10, when you want to boost your numbers, who do you always go to? The Black community. So whether you are using us to help your platform, and I'll be real, we help each other. And I've said that. I've never disrespected you. I've never talked crazy about you. I just simply said I want my worth. But you use the Black community when you need us, and you play the Black card when you in some Black dussy. And when I say dussy, I don't mean the word dussy. I mean a word that starts with P that rhymes with dussy. Because that's who you are, gadget. And when I say gadget, I'm not talking about the word gadget. I'm talking about a word that starts with F that rhymes with gadget. You understand what I'm saying? You gadget dussy? And I'll do you one better. I'll come on your show one more time for free. You ain't got to pay me shit. And we could talk about it right then and there so we could get the truth. Because there's 3 sides to the truth. Your story, my story, and the truth. So don't be a coward. Bring me back and let's go through it. And I'll take a page out of Cannabis's book, Second Round Knockout against LL. We could get it live in front of the cameras on your own sitcom. I'll let you kick a verse. Fuck it, I'll let you kick them all. I'll even wait for the studio audience to applaud. Now watch me rip the tap from your arm. Stick you for your Vanguard award in front of your mother first, second, and third born. Have me get on the horn, call Minister Farrakhan, so he could persuade me to squash it. I say, now fuck that. He started it. He forgot what a hardcore artist is. You wanna talk shit about me? The one of the best shit talkers in the game? Bring your ass, nigga. Bring your ass. Have me on. Don't be a coward, dussy. Don't be a coward, gadget. Let's get it on. Because you Russian, I'll do like Drago. If he dies, he dies.
Vlad said Aries is no longer welcome on the platform, and according to his own comments, he would rather make less money and work with people he actually likes than keep dealing with the headache. That sounds final. But then you have Deborah Wilson's recent comments on Hype Plus, and they add an interesting layer to the story. Wilson, who worked with Aries on Mad TV, recently talked about why Aries never blew up the way someone like Kevin Hart did.
Extremely funny, but he's also like very intelligent. And I think that being his most authentic self sometimes may not vibe with the Hollywood standard or business of things. And I still believe, and I had to try, I know that there's still a Hollywood game. It's always going to exist. We're not bigger than it. And in the process, I don't think Aries chooses to play that same Hollywood game because there is something so organic and so authentic and so real about Aries that game is less important to him than doing what he loves to do and sometimes blazing his own trail to do.
That lines up with one version of Aries' story. The generous version is that Aries is talented but refuses to bend. He doesn't fake it. He doesn't flatter the right people. He doesn't play politics well. That might make him more authentic, but it also limits how far he can go in an industry built entirely on relationships. Vlad's version is harsher. Vlad is basically saying Aries is difficult, bad at communication, and unwilling to work with people in a normal, professional way. He even says now he understands why people historically didn't want to work with Aries. Those two reads are close, but the difference matters. One says Aries won't play the game, the other says Aries makes the game impossible, and the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. Because Aries Spears is clearly gifted. He's sharp, fast, funny, and his Vlad TV interviews genuinely have something most YouTube interviews don't. There is a real rhythm there. Vlad asks the blunt question, and Aries turns it into a story, a joke, an impression, or a rant. That chemistry is real. You can see it in the way people react to those clips and in the comments demanding that Vlad pay him more. That's why the whole fallout feels wasteful. Vlad is right that the platform matters. He spent years building the audience, the infrastructure, the production, the search value, and the YouTube machine. Aries' own podcast numbers don't match his Vlad TV numbers, which proves the platform adds real value. But Aries is also right that the guest matters. Vlad TV without memorable recurring guests is just an interview machine. Aries brought personality, humor, and moments. He helped create the very clips people still circulate today. So both sides have a legitimate point. The problem is ego turned a business negotiation into a public character war. Once Vlad started exposing pay rates, staff complaints, and private grievances, he made it personal. Once Aries responded by calling him names, attacking his character, and accusing him of exploiting black culture, he made it even more personal. And once Steinberg became a target, the bridge probably burned all the way down.